Hello, welcome back. It's me, your boy Cryptid. We have a fantastic video from one such with such experience, such expertise, uh, with years of knowledge. Let's see what this guy I'm still playing has to say about the next three gotcha games he is dying to play. Hopefully, not literally, but let's see what he has to say because I am quite interested. I love experiencing other people's opinions and seeing what they have to think about different games coming up. If we agree about some games or if we disagree about certain games, but maybe he has some games I haven't heard of. So let's hop right into it.
The Zen Zone 1.6 update drops tomorrow, so it's kind of the lull before the storm right now. And with that, I figured it might be a good time to talk about some upcoming gacha games that I think are going to shake things up a bit.
All right,
Now,
I'm
one
listening.
of the great things about being late to the party is that you can talk about things that you've become excited about, even if everyone else already knows about them, right? I mean, it's kind of like asking anyone who's ever played any MMO ever, hey, did you know that the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV has a free trial and includes the entirety of A Realm Reborn and the award-winning Heavensward and
Oh,
Stormflood
does it?
expansions all the way up to level 70 with no
Oh, that's
restrictions on
crazy.
playtime? Yes, we know, we know. So with that in mind, I want to talk about a few gacha games that are coming up, hopefully in the next year, that I'm super excited about, that you probably already know about. I don't care. I'm soldiering on, happily oblivious to any rolled eyes that you may be throwing my way, and hopefully you'll stay to bask in my enthusiasm. Without further preamble, let's get
I'm
this train in the
here to
water. The two
listen,
of the
my
games on the
man.
list are both open world games set in a sprawling urban metropolis. Now you have to understand, I have a huge spot in my heart for any game that attempts an urban setting. You see, over 15 years ago, I created from scratch an open world retro-futuristic vehicular shooter called Atomic City Adventures.
Wow.
Now, granted, the graphics were dated even by its time, but I was a single dude creating a game with no salary entirely on my own.
Honestly, respect for even just making a game, no matter how bad or good the graphics are. Making the game and pursuing a passion is always something to be commended
I
for.
did contract out for the models and animations, but all of the programming, design, level creation, everything that was in the game, I created. The game had 4 large city zones, and I placed every tree, lamppost, traffic light, the whole shebang.
Realistically, it's not too bad. Like, it's definitely a bit rough. It's not too bad, I would say.
So even though my zones were closer to City of Heroes zones than, say, Night City, when it comes to building large urban environments, I do speak from experience. And let me tell you, I have nothing but mad respect for anyone that attempts it. Neverness to Everness is the first open world urban gacha game that has caught my attention and looks like it could be an absolute blast.
Neverness to Everness has a lot going for it. This is also a game I'm super excited for. It has a lot going for it. It's just it's created so much hype and it's generated so much positivity around and so much hope for the game that if certain things don't meet people's expectations, because it's one thing starting with low expectations, and because you can only go up from there. But if you start at the highest peak, anything you do will be heavily criticized no matter how good the rest of the game is. If maybe everything is fantastic with the game, but the daily grind is 10 minutes instead of 5 minutes. People are going to complain. People are going to bitch. People are going to say this game needs to be better. This game is just so trash. Why should I spend 10 minutes playing dailies when I could be 5 minutes playing dailies and then complain there's no content in the game? And you don't win. You just don't win. So hopefully it meets their expectations, because if not, there are always going to be people, just bitching and bitching and bitching about how the game needs to be better. But I am super excited. I love the character models. The combat looks pretty good too. This is definitely a game I am super excited for. So we're there. We're
Fast to
there.
play.
We're matching
The
each
game is set in the
other's
city of Hetero,
vibe.
and the basic gist is that you play as the first unlicensed anomaly hunter. You'll join the antique shop Ibon, which relies on taking anomaly commissions from the public to stay afloat. It sounds a little bit like a certain video store we're all familiar with, right? Anyway, alongside your diverse and extraordinary partners, you'll explore various urban mysteries,
See, they all
experiencing an
just look
array of
good.
adventures,
It's
and
just
craft your
great
own urban unique
character
saga.
detail.
The game features the ability to drive around in cars and also appears to
It's
have
just
some
anime
level of
GTA.
customization for your ride. Additionally, they released a gameplay trailer not too long ago that shows off some of the combat, and it does appear to be fairly familiar looking action style ability based combat. The game is being developed by Hoda Studio and published by Perfect World. No official date yet, though speculation is that no sooner than the third quarter of this year. The second big sprawling urban gacha game on the horizon is Ananta. And I gotta say, this is probably the game I'm most excited for out of all of these. The notion here is that the player is an elite agent for the Anti-Chaos Directorate, an organization in charge of attempting to control chaos, that's with a capital C, which is a phenomenon that's breaking out all over the city, causing things like...
And Anata is also a very good game. I mean, these games are obviously people have talked about these games. It's no surprise there. Anata is it looks funny. It looks like it doesn't take itself too seriously. I believe this is the game where you could just like build random stuff and just have fun and stuff. If it is the same game I'm thinking of, because I've been looking at a lot of different games, and so my bad if I get some things confused. But I believe it is the same thing where you can create like floating toilets and stuff in like the gameplay trailer it did. But this game also looks super fun. I am 100% down for it. I'm going to be playing it the second it releases.
I don't know, toilets to run down the side of the road, right? The vibe is crazy cool, and though a lot of
And I love games that don't take themselves seriously and that just have fun with it.
people are
It
comparing it
doesn't,
to
nothing
GTA,
needs to be
I honestly
realistic.
get more of a Saints Row vibe, maybe without the giant rubber dildo bats. Traversal in the game looks to be a joy. Besides being able to jump into cars and ride around the city, there's also this crazy Spider-Man style grappling system that looks just
I
freaking
don't think I'm
amazing.
thinking about the same game.
Unlike Neverness to Everness, Ananta has actually had a closed offline beta early this year in China, and
Either way, I'm
supposedly
still
the
excited for
response
this
was
game.
overwhelmingly positive. Like people were saying that it actually exceeded their expectations. This makes me hopeful. Again, there's no official launch date for this one, but they have supposedly received their license from China's NPPA, which means they're on the hook for releasing sometime this year, unless they extend the license. And finally, the game that I think is most likely to be the
Oh,
next
Ark Knights in this game, honestly, I can't stop thinking about this game. It looks like it's going to be so fun, and it feels like it's the closest to being released and being finalized. This game, the character design, the combat, the base building, I love it all. Now, I did have some criticisms about base building, about it looking too complicated for just someone to get into it. Some people have said they are working on it, and they already have some updates to make it more intuitive, and with the whole top-down system and things like that. But we just gotta wait and see how it is on release. But I cannot wait. This game is honestly in my top 5 games I'm waiting for.
next one actually in our hands is Arknights Infield. Now, the original Arknights is the first gacha game that I really got hooked on. Having spent the last 12 years of my career making Orcs Must Die games, it turns out I know a thing or two about making tower defense games. And Arknight's hero-based approach to tower defense was flipping amazing. And that's really what drew me to the game, just how good the actual gameplay was. So I have a fair amount of confidence that Hypergriff, the developers behind this series, know what they're doing. Similar to Arknight's Doctor, in Infield, you are the administrator. And yeah, honestly, I have a hard time using that title with a straight face. However, though, unlike Arknights,
Yeah, the
the
titles are kind
administrator
of kind of weird.
is actually a playable character. And as the administrator, you awaken on a distant planet of Talos 2 and are tasked with exploring, terraforming, and establishing a civilization. The game is open
Becoming a
world, though
god.
not really urban per se. Base building, though, is a huge part of the game, and it's been likened to a combination of Genshin Impact and Satisfactory. However, though, one of the things that I find most appealing is that unlike most open world gacha games, in this game your entire party is present as you wander around. And to me, that just presents a greater sense of immersion, you know? In
It really it adds a lot because in games like Wuthering Waves, like yes, you can pull on multiple characters, and you switch them out and everything, but you only really play one character at a time. Granted, you're controlling the character, but I really feel like them having all the characters out on the field at the same time really adds to, I want to pull more of the characters I like because I'll see them all the time fighting with me or me playing as them. And it really makes people want to actually pull the characters besides for stats or something they do for 2 seconds and then they're off the field. So I really like having multiple characters on the field. It adds a lot.
Infield recently held a closed beta test in which a number of Gacha streamers participated, and you've probably already seen their videos, which are almost universally gushing in its praise. I expect this will be the next thing to draw me away from Zenless Zone Zero, if anything. I am really looking forward to checking it out. All right, so those are the big three I see on the horizon. How about you? Are you looking forward to these as well? Did you play any?
I think these games are definitely some of the big three that most people, I would say 90%, 95% of the community is waiting for. These games are going to have a big splash whenever they come out because we don't have exact dates. It's just quarters, and then that's if they come this year or not next year. So there's a lot of what ifs and a lot of things up in the air. But these games are looking great. I really do think Infield is going to be the one to come out first out of these three, at least, because it feels like the one closest to being done and has been revised.
Infield's closed beta?
But
And if so, well, what did you think? Are there
I wish I got Infield's closed beta. Honestly, this he. I mean, it is the three big games. I feel like no matter the age, whether you're young, old, being able to enjoy Gacha games and say it is something to be proud of. But I liked it. It was nice. And thank you all for watching. And thank you. I'm still playing for this fantastic video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to his channel if you like this video. And have a good one. Peace.